Again, we were following herO. He took down DRG to make it this far. Creator, he had just 2-0'd Classic as well in a PvP. And here we go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Altitude, we have the South Korean Protoss player representing CranKy Gaming. It is herO. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player representing Club NV. It is Creator. Hello, Rowdy. Hello, Rowdy. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Welcome, Emperor Foodball. Did you ever wonder why swordfish make great detectives? It's because they have such a sharp nose for detail. Do you know why swordfish are so good at inventing new tech? Because they are cutting edge. You're all animals. You're all fish in the chat. Shaking my head, shaking my head. Here we go. We are getting into this, and so far we do have some gate expand setups. A big reason for this is because we have the ramp coming into the natural base, so we have some economic openers here from both Creator and herO, and we'll see how they do diverge from this, if at all, as well. As neither player delays their second gas geyser. With these faster second gas geysers, you can throw down your tech a lot faster as well. It means that you aren't as committed when it comes to expanding first. You can throw down your Stargate a little bit sooner instead. So again, both players are just going for the same responses, going for the same builds. Coming into this series, I mentioned it earlier, but Creator, he did 2-0 Classic. Unfortunately, we don't have the replays of that. It looks like none of the casters did cover that, but very impressive that Creator was able to 2-0 Classic. Now he's up against the only other big Protoss in Korea. He's up against herO. But herO, he's a pretty big name. Pretty big name, pretty big player in the scene. And there it is. Because we threw down those gases earlier from both players, we should be seeing Stargates, and there it is. Both players, they delay their expansions and they throw down those Stargates instead. Now, I'm going to be repeating myself a little bit, but especially if you weren't here earlier today, then it does, you know, there is value here in repeating this. Both players see each other. They both see each other throw down these Stargates. They know that they have the ability to get into Phoenixes, and as a result, we're being forced into Phoenix Wars. You can try to deviate, you can try to go for an Oracle instead, but that is typically ill-advised. It's really risky and really easy to just throw away a lead and to just really snowball things out of your own favor. And as a result, there we go. We have a Phoenix on the way here from herO. Likewise, a Phoenix on the way for Creator. Both players are aware as well, as herO has a probe in the main. Oh, he has a probe across the map, and he did see it. Likewise, Creator also saw the first unit as well. So this is the beginning of Phoenix Wars. And as I mentioned earlier, we are locked into Phoenix Wars because in this matchup, if you ever stop making Phoenixes, you die. It is all about making as many Phoenixes as possible. It is how PvP devolves at times. And we've seen a lot of this recently. Lots of this. And here we go. We do see herO and Creator just going to be poking against each other. Again, herO, he has to be very careful. Creator does have the defender's advantage, which means his reinforcements, they do arrive that much faster, that much sooner. So herO, he has to respect that. He will back off while both players get their natural bases up and running. We do see herO, he's just fanning out his units. He's looking for any kind of proxies out on the map to make sure he doesn't get caught off guard. And second Stargates are thrown down for both players to continue Phoenix production. Now, a big moment is going to be upgrades. Yeah, it's going to be about which player kind of blinks first, or which player kind of flinches first and goes for a fleet beacon, starts working towards Phoenix range, which can be a really important upgrade. It doesn't have to be, but it can be. Obviously, Phoenix range means that you can just kite your opponent for days and just out-trade. But if your opponent has a higher Phoenix count, they could potentially just dive on top of your army and just bypass range, and just it may not even impact a fight at all, depending on how they fight, how they engage, of course. For now, though, just double Phoenix production all around. herO, as he turns back around, oh, he does end up getting his Stalker caught in the center of the map, and it will get picked off. So one Stalker going down for free. Bit of a rough loss there for herO, but at the same time, free Stalker also gets given here to herO as well, as the armies are going to be flirting with each other. They don't quite engage yet. So they do back off. Creator turning back around, looking at the units tab here. We are even when it comes to Stalkers. herO has one extra Stalker. Sorry, even when it comes to Phoenixes, herO has one extra Stalker. And that could come into play. That will be some extra DPS. Likewise, we have a Fleet Beacon in production for herO for Phoenix range. 4 Anion Pulse Crystals. And that's going to be a pretty big moment here for herO once he can get into that upgrade. Meanwhile, Creator instead are going to be going for a faster third base. Or setting up for a third base, I should say. So is herO. And herO, he gets the faster Fleet Beacon. The Creator gets the faster third. A better economy can help. Like, minerals may not be the biggest of deals, but stack defense is actually a little bit underrated in Phoenix v Phoenix. Shield batteries can sometimes be outscaled, but cannons, they do add some extra DPS. Especially considering that Phoenixes cannot lift up cannons, they cannot attack them at all. There it is. Anion Pulse Crystals in production. Fleet Beacon is on the way from Creator, but there is going to be a window. There's going to be a window where herO has range and Creator doesn't. Here we go. herO, he's just going to be scouring the map, looking for an opening. He is up 1 Phoenix. I'm not too sure how he has a Phoenix lead, but he does. Does look like Creator maybe, yeah, slipped up in his macro a little bit there. And here we go. The armies are looking to engage, and this is the moment where we lagged out. No! The armies will fight. Phoenix is going down for both players. So far, things looking pretty even, and that's me. As herO goes straight for the mineral line. Takes down a couple of probes. Goodbye, light. Smudge. As Creator is going to chase herO back at the same time. We do have a random probe? Question mark? Creator? How did we get here? But Creator, he did lose the mineral line. That's a pretty big moment, and herO, he maintains his Phoenix lead. When it comes to upgrades, Creator, he's able to even things up. But he is down a Phoenix. And 1 Phoenix is sometimes all it takes. herO, he continues to shock around. On top of that, Creator, he's battered and bruised from earlier, so these Phoenixes, they're not as robust. If Creator wants to take a fight, he needs to fight with shield batteries, with an overcharge behind it as well. Shield battery, overcharge, maybe some cannons. As Creator has fallen behind. Both players trying to expand. Both players trying to build up their production as well. Additional Stargates on the way. Yeah, we have evened up the Phoenix count. Creator, of course, had to rebuild the probes that he lost. Forge finally on the way. And again, the Forged, it will grant him access to that sack defense. Oh my god, but herO, he does take a massive lead, and there's a big reason for that. We're getting into carrier production. Before that can happen, the Phoenixes, they will engage, and herO, he will take a dominant fight, will force this back. He is up 6 Phoenixes compared to his opponent. Very bold to try to rush into carriers. This is a really risky maneuver from Creator. Phoenixes are going down. Overcharge popped a little bit too late. herO throwing down shield batteries out here in the face of Creator. You have some counter cannons and shield batteries as well, but I think herO knows that he has some momentum. Now herO, he hasn't seen the carriers. He doesn't know. But alas, yeah, Phoenixes are going down, and there's just not enough to support these carriers. herO, he is going to be snowballing out of control, taking down the carrier, resetting the Phoenix count. And GG gets called. herO will take game number 1. GG. Creator, like, going into carriers is what you want to do. That is, like, the end goal there in PvP. But getting into carriers from behind, that was a risk that Creator went for, and a risk that herO did not allow to go unpunished. Was on top of that almost immediately, and yeah, GG. Very well done. Very well done by herO. That was the game that we lagged out in, and the game that we, well, that was the end of our initial broadcast, but now we can continue. Now we can see how this story ends as we find ourselves in game number 2. Let's go. You could say the chat are all tuna. Oh no. Yeah. You could say that, I guess. As we're getting into that second game and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have the South Korean Protoss player representing CranKy Z Gaming. It is herO. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Protoss representing Club NV. It is Creator. Here we go. Now, when it comes to Game 1 and the Phoenix Wars, again, a big reason for that is because of the map. Is because there was a ramp coming up into the natural. As a result, it led to Stargate openers, it led to Phoenixes, it led into Phoenix Wars. That will not be happening here. It will not be happening because we have 2 gate openers. We have 2 gate openers all around, so we're going to be seeing a very different kind of PvP. Thankfully. Here we go. The gateways are on the way. So far, nothing too crazy yet. As basically we're just waiting to see what first units are going to be coming out. The other added feature, of course, of Royal Blood is the gold bases that could come into play as well. herO and Creator, they are not afraid at all to take the gold, especially in a PvP. So that is something that we do have to keep an eye on as the game does progress. As we get into this game, Cybercores are finishing up, and our first units of choice, we have Double Stalker all around. Okay, so there are different variations, different combinations of units that you can go for in PvP. You can go Stalker Sentry, you can go Double Adept, or you could even go Double Stalker. So both players, like-minded individuals, they will be going for these additional Stalkers. This will be granting them access to just map control, basically. They're going to be vying for map control. They'll be quite aggressive early on. Oh, and Creator, he does delay his expansion by going for a faster Stargate. herO back at home, what does he go for? As he goes for a Robo instead of a Stargate. Okay. Robo opener versus Stargate opener. Interesting. Stalkers have been spotted as they do move out. And, oh, it's a one-way sword. Oh, okay, I see what's happening. Creator going for an expansion. herO is not. herO, he throws out a third gateway in his main base. This robo, I believe, is going to be for a Warp Prism, and herO is going to be very aggressive here in game number 2. This is why I love herO. This is why I love casting him. Just constantly in your face. Constantly being aggressive. And there it is. There is that Warp Prism on the way. Meanwhile, Creator is none the wiser. So because he went for a double Stalker opener, he has no sentries. He has no sentries to scout. Creator is going to be heavily reliant on this Oracle. On this Oracle to figure out what exactly is going on. Unfortunately, this means that his tech of choice isn't going to be helping him defensively. It's heavily reliant on scouting instead, and yeah, this is not a good start here for Creator as everything's being sent out across the map. It is a one base all in, and Creator finally is going to realize that as he checks the natural and he sees nothing is here. Nothing is here, and alarm bells should be blaring. We have one shield battery back at home. Probes are going down. herO doesn't care. Oh, do you have a stasis? herO, he sees. He does know. He ignores the natural base. He goes straight for the jugular, straight for the main. There are only 4 stalkers to defend. There are only 3 stalkers to defend. The boys are being pulled. They have to be pulled. herO, he does get knocked down to the low ground. Takes down the pylon. Solid force field. herO does end up losing a stalker. Meanwhile, across the map, he has dealt with the Oracle of his opponent. Adepts are warping in, and force fields are nice and all, but they will not stop these shades. As herO does commit, and he does break into the main. Probes are going down. It looks like an overcharge is popped, so herO's main army can't really threaten his opponent. But these Adepts, they're going ham. To get another 9 probes. Meanwhile, herO pushes his way up the ramp, takes down a shield battery. Will take down the Nexus as well. And the shades, they just don't stop. And Creator, he just doesn't have the supply to split up between his bases. Like between the front lines and his mineral line. As more Adepts are on the way. Gateway is going to go down. Adepts are going to be shading in. So far, really good juggling here from herO. Does end up losing one of his stalkers, but at the same time, 0 mining for Creator. No mining whatsoever. He's just being pulled apart. Yeah, and as he pops the overcharge, as he defends his ramp, he just can't defend his main. 5 more workers. herO takes a worker lead. And the Adepts, they come back in. They come back in. Taking down 8 more workers. And Creator is being forced all in at this point. He's going to be the one that has to take the fight to herO. He does move out for a moment. herO pulling back. He's got his own shield battery on the way. The turns are about to table. But as they do, the Adepts, they're back. They do come back, and they don't commit to the shade. They take down 2 more probes. Of 4 more probes. Back at home, herO, he's expanding. Twilight Council's on the way for Blink. What kind of upgrades do we have? Even in upgrades. And Creator, does he have enough to break herO to try to pull him apart and get some economic damage done? He's gonna try. He's gonna try with these Void Rays at least. Sorry, I've been muting. I've been sneezing. herO throws in a pylon here at the gold. Main army of Creator is gonna be moving out. We have Immortals, Stalkers. At least, you know what? At least Creator didn't lose anything. He didn't lose his Void Rays. He's gonna be able to consolidate his army, bring everything together, commit to the all-in. Second gateway's on the way. Oh, you can only warp in one unit at a time as well. Ay, ay, ay. It's all or nothing for Creator. 6 Stalkers, 2 Void Rays, 1 Immortal, and a Dream. Can he overcome what herO has? He pops the overcharge. The Juggling's looking good. Void Rays go down. Immortal as well. GG gets called, and herO will advance on to the grand finals of the KSL Week 28. GG. GG, well played. herO will advance on. Congratulations, and my condolences to Creator. Unfortunately, in Game 1, did end up falling in the more macro-oriented Phoenix Wars of PvP, and here in Game 2, he was all in, and it just took him too long to realize what was happening. Took him too long to recognize what was going on. He didn't make a sentry. He was relying on his Oracle. By the time the Oracle moved out, it was too late. It was too late at that point. herO was already executing his all-in, already breaking through into the main. GG. GG, well played. With that, herO is our first finalist. And up next, we have our second semifinals. It is going to be Dark versus Cure in a ZVT. Oh, a juicy ZVT at that. Now, before we sink our teeth into this, before we sink our teeth into Dark and into Cure, we're going to be going on a short break. I need some water. My throat is a little bit parched already. It may be an extended break. I'm just going to boil some water and make some tea. And hopefully I feel better from there. Before we get into the second semis and the grand finals. 2 series left. 2 series to go. So, we'll see you soon. We'll see you after the break. Take this moment to hydrate all of your hydras. Stretch all your roaches. Cook your Colossus Papi. Don't eat them raw. And massage your Marine. Because he deserves it. See you soon.